Hey, welcome back. I was moving my figures around and I thought there's not many videos of the G2 Grimlock or grinder from Fanstoys out there. So I thought whilst I was having a look and organise, I'd take a few shots of him and show you guys. You still can get him only in second-hand marketplaces now, and then it can be quite tricky to come by. So, you know, if this helps you make your mind up if you're looking, and it's done some good. So, a bit of information on the figure. It's Fanstoy's representation of the G2 Grimlock from 1992. Back when it first came out, I think in about 2017, I might be wrong on that, he sold for about £150, that's $200, but nowadays he's going for about £300 upwards, usually in places like eBay. I have got the box, but it's a bit buried somewhere, so I'm not going to dig it out just for the sake of waffling on about it. Let's have a little look at the figure. As you can see, he's got the stunning blue, the gold, which gives a lot of lens flare off. I don't know if that's showing up on camera, but it's really reflective. He stands at around about 12 inches, 33-ish centimetres. And it's pretty much the same figure as their normal grinder or Grimlock. Let's give it a quick spin. So, this is one of my favourite pieces. The blue and the gold, I think it really sets off from the red. I think it was done in quite a limited run. I read somewhere about 500 pieces. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that. And I've mistransformed the legs, as you can see there. It's a very shiny piece. You know, if Fanstoys ever do re-release their Dynabots, which would be a pretty penny to begin with, it's probably worth getting all variations if they still do them. If they do any of the variations, they seem to have stopped doing them as much. So let's have a quick look at the articulation. Nice ratchet joints in the arms. Standard stuff. Nice bicep and the rotation. You got the legs on a deep and friction outwards and up and down on the toe. Head's not on a ball joint, it's on a weird sort of fitting. You've got a bit of side to side and you can look down, but you're looking down at his chest, so it's such a big bot it's quite pointless, and it can go up a little bit too. Wings, all ratcheted and up and down. So, like I say, one of my favourite figures. Okay, let's do a bit of comparison. I'm going to bring in Gigapowers. Yeah, as you can see, the Gigapower is much bigger, but all the Gigapower stuff is a lot stockier. So it's you know, it's one of the reasons why you can't mix and match the sets. If it was all Fanstoy set on their own, they'd look phenomenal. If it was all the Gigapower set on their own, they'd look phenomenal too. They're both really great sets. Zoom in on the head sculpts a little bit. You can see the Fanstoys have gone for a bit of a lighter blue visor, and I'm pretty sure there's a softball head in the box which let you have the red eyes. Same with Gigapower, they've gone with a less metallic. Well, you know, the head sculpts are both very similar. I'd say the Fanstoys one's a fraction smaller than the Gigapower. Or both really nice figures. Okay, I'm going to get him transformed and we'll have a look at him in his robot form. Okay, so transformation is pretty easy, even for me. Here he is back in robot form. As you can see, a lot more blue on this one, blue and gold purely. This is how I display it normally. I think it looks great. I can't fully turn it around. Hang on, let's do a face on. There you go. Yeah, definitely one of my favourite pieces. Pretty much standard Grimlock articulation. You know, the arms move, the legs move, you get a bit of tail move. Pretty standard stuff. I'm not sure which heads that's gone on, because they did release a toon version of the head separately. Buying this one second hand myself, I don't know if that's the original version or the toon version. I think the toon version had a shorter snout on it. But yeah, very solid piece. Right, a little bit of comparison. I'm going to grab, I think, the oversized MP36 of MP08, the Takara version, but the KO. 1 second. Yeah, as you can see, the KO version is a lot bigger. Similar to, more in line with the Gigapower size of Masterpiece Transformers they've released. But it's all in the eye of behold. I can't speak today. I'm going to give up in a minute and go to bed. If you're going to go for the bigger scale, obviously the Gigapower is the bigger one to go for. The Fanstoys, when they're all together, they look good. I'll show him before I finish the video with the other two G2 versions they've done of Snarl and I think it's Slag. No, it's not Snarl and Slag. I'm not too sure. We'll have a look in a minute. So here he is next to Snarl. Again, the G2 colouring some Fanstoys. As you can see, they fit pretty well. That's not G2 swoop in the background, it's just the comic version, I believe, with the red, or the toy version. Well, they go together pretty nicely. So the size fits well with them. If you had it mixing with the Gigapower or the official Takara, they would look a bit mismatched, but sticking to their own brand, they look fine. Just switch them out with Slag and see how that looks. And here he is next to Slag, or what was the more political word for it they were using? They changed it to Slug. It was a different time in the 80s. More fun. Excuse the dust on him either way. That's what I was doing before I decided to make a little video of it. So that pretty much wraps up this look at him. Yeah, very solid figure. Bit hard to get nowadays, but if Fanstoys ever do a re-release, or I don't think it'll be a re-release, a remodel like we did with their version 2 of Galvatron that's coming up soon, and Perceptor, and they do different colours, I'd really recommend getting the different variants, because they sell for a pretty penny nowadays on YouTube, the other one, eBay. So I'd highly recommend it. If you ever do get off one of these guys cheap, snap it up. It's one of my favourite figures. And there's the gang back together. And side note, Kallax is one of the worst things to display figures on, but we'll use what we've got. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening to me ramble on. Have a great week. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.